everybody! Yes, we are back again. Ah, we are back at it again in Limbus company, and today we're gonna do Canto 3. Yay! I am so sleep deprived because of school, and I'm so sorry that each individual time frame between each video is like a month. Also, I tried doing the whatever this thing is, this collab, and I can't eat. Oh, that's so hard. Like, I finished this other stuff. I barely beat the knights, with just like one person left standing. What makes you think I'm gonna beat like the final boss of the, what's it called? Can't do that. Oh well. Okay, so we got a bunch of nonsense now. Yeah. Wait, what do I do here? Oh wait, yeah. Yeah. Customize. Oh yeah, we can do this. 1, 2. Yeah. Now it looks like this. Cool. First. And then this one. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, you can drag it? That's so weird. Also, if you're wondering why I chose this identity, is because the entire reason why I'm playing this game is, I believe I said it, but it's because of Forsaken and this main man, Wuthering Heights main man, that main man, and so far he's like the strongest out of the Wuthering Heights trio that I have. Does anyone else feel high right now? Oh well. Sun is almost set, leaving us to be shrouded in dusk. Is it Sharon or Caron? Because apparently I've seen videos of where it's pronounced Caron instead of Sharon. I'm just gonna pronounce it Sharon, I don't care anymore. Sharon's humming a song while driving. I found myself singing along in my head, so that's a strangely familiar tune. The most beautiful performers are born for broken and ruined things. Ironic, the way the world works. Virgilus spoke, having noticed that I was looking at the driver's seat. Alas, they have not the privilege to fully appreciate the glee of their own music. Oh, how unjust that is. Sharon, you look like you're in a good mood today. Sharon nodded. Joy brings out singing. I see. Although, as far as I remember, you would often hum that song when you felt down. Sharon has no such memories. Sharon sings when she's happy. Virgilus' eyes seem to well and subdue shade of dark. The kind of hue that would be picked right away if one wanted to express solitude as a color. But if only lasted for a brief moment. So I decided to dismiss it as the vivid sunset playing tricks with the lights. The world, Sharon, hums now is one that lacks sound of and color. Hold on. There are a bunch of wires over there because I changed the location from my basement to my room now, and so now there's just a bunch of wires from my microphone, charger, double monitor, just computer in general. I'm in my room now, so that's kind of sweet. Yeah. Anyway, she's going through a long tunnel with no exit in sight. I'm sure that's just like the history of my own life that I've forgotten. Sharon and Virgilus must have had their own threads of cruel reminders. Ah, pardon me. I believe that's enough of personal stories, Dante. Your work is to manage your crew, not befriend this old guide, Dante. I looked at his face again. That momentary hints of sadness have been replaced with a faint smile. I gave him a few nods, then turned around to check on the sinners. Our bus passengers have had lifted spirits for a while now. It helped that they did what they were assembled for and secured a golden bough for the first time. All sinners were busy talking about their exploits in J-Corp's district. You should have seen me how that card right there. Seriously, that was real highlights. I'm starting to get sick of hearing the same story for every 7th time in a row, so let me change the subject. Where are we going this time? Oh, also, I found out that, you know how each character is based on a really old book. I'm gonna try to do the accents from the book's origin story. Like, for example, he's German, she's Russian. Yeah. I don't know who this guy is. This time we're heading to K-Corp's nest. District 11, eh? The job is making me all sorts of places I want to visit. It's home to another great individual, and you are certain to find a souvenir shop there. I've always yearned for a limited edition figurine set. Or you can also have a restaurant chain famous for Hamburg steak. Life has gotten much easier these days, hasn't it? Back in my margin days, I have always a pinch of salt in my mouth. I know, right? The only food I can swallow during my voyage was canned soup that tasted like iron. I can't wait to try the steak, right? Ryoshu? Well, imagining the variances of blood color in region does make me salivate. Can't discuss anything with you. Hey kiddo, what do you want to eat? Looking for someone to share tales with and have a sensible conversation, Rhodia naturally turned to Sinclair. However... Sinclair? Gosh, Scarlet, what's wrong? He's turned pale. He's also suffering from hyperventilation and tremors. How long has it been like this? Ever since Mr. Virgilus mentioned K-Corp. Wait, hold on, I forgot to do the accent. Yes, because you did not order me to do so. Mersault stared at me like I was at fault for not doing the obvious. Just got an upset stomach. Sorry. You really sure you're okay? Okay, I'm just gonna stop. Now that I think about it, Faust, I'm noticing a trend where one of us has visceral reactions to destinations that Virgilus reveals. Additionally, when we arrive, it turns out that place does have a history with the person in question. Does that have something to do with the reason we joined the company? You just referenced the team as we. Huh? It's part of my mission to detect the slightest of changes. As for your question, well, I can't tell you the reasons for recruiting the sinners in detail. There'd be no point in denying that our destination and the backgrounds of each sinner are indeed related to a degree. Do all upper snobs have some condition that make them yap on and on about things that can be answered with a plain yes or no? Poterion isn't always correct. Fall simply adopts the most effective mode of communication for a given situation. Is there a what? It means that you're struggling to understand Faust because you're too uneducated. Not that Faust is overeducated. Why you? Just as Heathcliff approached Faust with his bat shaking in fury, Sinclair suddenly started throwing up on the floor. Oh, Faust finally quieted down after that. Huh, well, that just happened. Okay. Oh boy, oh. So this story is going to be about Sinclair! And not you, you're Don Quixote. Also, I looked back at the Rapunzel one. I did cut it out from the final cut, but there was a moment where I confused Sinclair and Don Quixote. I don't know why that's funny. Anyway, also I uptied him to max 4. Yay! Anyway, we got 7, 2, 3. Yeah, so this is gonna be about this absolute geezer. The unconfronting, the unloving, the outcast. Silva Oscura. Yeah! Early after the situation with Sinclair was dealt with. By the way, you meant the back streets of District 11 when you said K-Corp's nest, yeah? I missed pointing it out earlier since everyone got a bit excited there. I rarely misspeak, if ever. I know what I said, Gregor. K-Corp's nest is where we're going. Alright. But if we're entering a nest, indeed, There's the immigration process. I don't have a K-Corp visa. You ain't about to tell me everyone else got one, right? What are you looking at me? The solution is simple. C-I. Keep on D-E-R. Breach the defense. In short, Cider. Whatever that eccentric abbreviation means for Yoshu, listeners have learned to stop questioning it. A company as big as ours might get a free pass. Not to mention breaking through using the method dear Ryoshu suggested would take ages. How badly must you underestimate a nest actively governing Halloween to say that? Oh, I see. No one's going to take account how much I'll suffer for that cider, huh? Sadly, none of our sinners bothered to respond to me in any capacity. As Ishmael said, we'll pass the immigration without needing a visa. Limbus Company has backing from the shareholders of a wide array of fields. Oh, do you happen to know the shareholder of H-Corp then? They once personally visited our home because my younger sibling insisted upon having a red passport as a kid. Couldn't say, I'm merely a humble guide who wouldn't be in the position to know such a thing. Oh, Hung Lu just vanished. That's funny. Otherwise, the question doesn't seem like the one that's really worth answering. Oh, he's back. How harsh. Oh, there he goes. That leads the routes to the checkpoint as are concerned. Thorough inspection means there's plenty of people looking for an easy way in, including those who take the pass by force. I hear several interlopers surrounding the bus. Well, have bus, we'll battle. It's battle time! Dun 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 dun. Yo, look at their health. They're like 54, 31. And then look at ours. I think we have a small chance. There's a small one. Damage, interesting. 4 damage? I don't even know if he can handle 4 damage at that point. Yes. Shall we continue? Boop. They just booped him. Hold on, someone's messaging me on Discord. Who's that? Oh, this person. Okay. Kakahoop. Sharon's. What? Kakahoop Parkin? Alright, off the bus. Time to get inspected. Let me add this just in case you're feeling inclined to your usual antics. Don't go around making a scene expecting things to go your way, because that will not be how it works in this particular place. So I thought his words were pretty intimidating, despite the worries. Welcome all visitors to K-Corp's nest open-heartedly. Please form an orderly line as you enter, and stand where the instructions indicate. Where are we? Yo, listen to the music, hold on. Where's the music? Listen to the music. Are we in Tron or something? Oh no, I shouldn't say Tron. That was a Tron Ares. I heard that one's not that great. Oh well. The menacing and interrogative atmosphere could subdue the temper of any first-time visitors, and the sinners were no exception. I could occasionally hear Sinclair sniffling, followed by Rhodia and Gregor calming him. Oh look, those are the last 2 people. Many of my questions why you went with heads shaken sideways. Look here, how nice it is to see you all stay in line and behave, like a brood of chicks on an outing. Wait, why are you out here? What made you follow us outside the bus this time? Noticing my flustered reaction at the unexpected company, Virgilus opened his mouth. Because this is a nest, Dante. If one of you were to get into unexpected trouble here, well, Dante, the responsibility will be a bit too heavy for you to bear alone. One Virgilus put it like that. It sounded as if you were saying, you're not reliable enough to be sent without supervision. But I knew it'd be wise to keep this to myself. Anyway, should we extract? Should we or should we not? We're going to extract one, just one. Come on, start gambling. We're gonna go gambling. Let's go gambling, please, please. No. Extract again. We're gonna go gambling. Gotta keep gambling. Okay. No. That's just... Extract again. A gambling addiction. It must be sufficed. No! Okay, last one. Last one. Last one. I'm gonna put my Dr. Pepper socks on it. Yes. No, my Dr. Pepper socks! No! Oh, look at all the green. Green is not a creative color. And the line's moving quickly. I'll turn in about 10 minutes at most. Who keeps... Oh, it's just my wonderful friend, Jesse. Anyway, the line's moving quickly. It'll be our turn in about 10 minutes at most. Will all 13 of us need an answer immigration questions? We won't be able to understand Manager Dante, so what should we do? I don't know. Ishmael seemed to have a habit of speaking quickly and being more inquisitive when she got anxious. I was just about to get to that. Listen up. The Kid Corp official will only ask very simple questions to the passengers in this line, and your answers will be similarly concise. When the border official asks about the nature of your visit, say, I'm here for business on the behalf of Limbus Company. Please refer to my work visa. Remember this exact phrase so that you can recite it word for word. I'll take care of the rest, so you just have to prove you aren't here to cause trouble. Even if memorizing that is too much of a burden for you, I suggest that you keep your mouth shut. You can present your employee card instead. Keep quiet and don't cause trouble. Easiest task in the world. Keep quiet and don't cause trouble. I can think of one person who would break those two rules within barely a minute. I sneakily mumbled a sarcastic remark. I was worried that False might rat me out, but thankfully, Virgilus was idly staring off into space, spelling me from scathing commentary. Now next up, if you would have a question, make sure to first ask yourself if it's actually meaningful. Then quietly raise your hand. Several hands were lifted, including mine. Rodion? Since this trip is for business, we can carry our weapons, yeah? Correct. Next. And Greg's creepy crawly arm and Dante's GG clockhead are getting a pass too. Should be the case. For your reference, our manager's head counts as a prosthetic rather than a weapon, which means it'd be approved even if what we had were a tourist visa, powers to revive notwithstanding. Ishmael took the role of the model student and answered in Virgilus' stead. Feels like something changed about Ishmael's attitude since the casino job. She seems to have decided to take matters into her own hands after I betrayed her expectations of my capabilities as leader. Precisely. Krieger and I put our hands down at the same time. And Ryoshu, put out your cigarette before you speak. I didn't raise my hand. It's you! I knew it! I knew it! You were gonna break those two rules within the 5 minutes. I knew you behind those devilish eyes. Regis was doing his best to ignore Don Quixote's arms stretched skyward. But he finally caved and gave the woman with a adamantly raised hand a chance to speak. Fine. Don Quixote, what is it? Oh no, his eyes are glowing. That means he hates it. What purpose does that barrier of glass serve? Following Don Quixote's finger, our attention was drawn to the glass wall stood in the middle of the building. Oh, this one? Near the side of the clear dividing wall. Wait, those dead bodies? Countless people waiting in line. That line's slowed to a crawl. People just... Oh, okay, so they're not dead, okay. People are sat on the floor waiting for it to move. Looks like they've been there for quite some time. There are many armed guards as well, 3 times as many compared to this side. Most of the glass walls you find inside buildings are there for safety reasons. Well, simply, headlines for Blackstreet folks in each nest and handles immigration differently. However it may be, it's super duper hard to get to another nest without proper visa. Where do you think those bullies jumped on us on the way to the checkpoints? They wanted our visa so they could enter the nest. Problem we are not in power to resolve. However, that answer didn't satisfy Don Quixote. Whatever was the fault of the gloomy yet oppressive atmosphere of the area beyond the wall, or the disturbances happening in there, I can't say. Manager, it is our turn now. Huh? Oh, right. Our line moved at such a quick pace, we barely had time to chat before it was our turn to answer the official's questions. Remember, when you're asked about the purpose of your visits, remind me one more time and I shall show sangria to you and the official, or whatever. Despite Ishmael's worries, our inspection was smooth sailing. Please state your affiliation, purpose of visits. I come from Limbus Company, on business. Here's my employee's card. All checked out. Next. From Limbus Company, business reasons. Take a look at my card and all that. All checked out. Next. After our first dinner proved who we worked for, it was a breeze for the rest of us. Oh, accidentally double-clicked. Official asked the same question in the same drive tone. Took a cursory glance at our face and employee's card. Based on their speed, it seemed more like customary gesture rather than actual look over. Then let each sinner pass. Something's amiss over there. The glass wall standing between us and them was thick enough to block out sound. It was hard for us to tell what was going on through the wall. However, I could see what was happening unambiguously. Someone with cuffed hands was being dragged away by Heathcliff, what are you doing here? A small child was crying next to them. Peter is scared and confused. Oh boy, this... Oh wow. We shouldn't bother. I don't know what happened, but I guess someone broke a taboo. Yeah, sure. Those impoverished vandals and their audacity to break the taboo of not stuffing enough cash into the right people's pockets. Am I right, or am I right? Am I right, lads, or am I right, lads? Are you mocking me right now? What? I thought you didn't care. Someone's... Can I say that? Can I say that? I know how it's pronounced. Can I say that? It's someone's, very interesting pronounced word or in a twist. While I was distracted by Heathcliff's loudly celebrating his first successful tease on Ishmael, our usual suspects sprang forth to release the expected moments yet again. Please state your affiliation and purpose of visit. Oh no! Oh no! We're dead! We're dead! I have come to liberate the weak and powerless. An emotion is expressed for the first time on the checkpoint's official's face. Flabbergastation! They looked up at Don Quixote with a face screaming that it was flabbergasted. Release them at once! Can you not see that they are suffering? Please state your affiliation and purpose of visits. The official ignored her demand and parroted the same question. All the while, Don Quixote was getting more upset by the minutes. And then, looking through the transparent wall again, I saw the desperate child mouth the scream of the man dragged away in handcuffs. Ah! Hey! If you are unwilling to take action, then I shall myself. Don Quixote, no, you're killing us. Such a very interesting, Code purple! Code purple! Violation of taboo K185 on site! Interesting. What? Drumbo-kite's units! Requesting Drumbo-kite units! Veering away from inquiry like a broken record, the official spoke an imitating immune response to the radio. Attention! All personnel, code purple, circulation hall 2. Inspection booth 14, rhombokites, leucoites, whatever that means. Rhombokites, limbokites, hyperthecatoites, I don't know. Blazing sirens, accompanied by perplexing announcements, all while thick metal gates shut around us. She smashed her skull in and carried her in her body sack. I doubt that made much of a difference. Oh boy. I told you. I literally told you. I knew it. I knew it. Don Quixote. Gonna mess things up. Thrombo, Lueco. I believe they refer to platettes and white blood cells respectively. Interesting. Must have been them, fitting for K-Corp, I'd say. Looking in the direction, Pulse indicated. We all saw what she meant. Security forces, wearing menacing uniforms, were staring at us. Gotten used to this sort of situation, but it looks pretty serious. My microphone just changed color. I'm scared of what that could mean. Oh well. Indeed, we violated a taboo of the wing, after all. It's not like anyone was hurt. Can we just talk this through? False looks straight into my face. False to face someone directly when she usually stares into the empty space as she speaks can only indicate one thing. I must have said something incredibly frustrating. No matter the wing, infringement of a taboo. A loud explosion left Don Quixote's dismembered where she stood. That lethal measures can be taken against the violator without warning. Looks like a border control isn't willing to forgive us until they dismember the rest of the sinners. Armed security staff was surrounding us on all sides. You never cease to surprise me. You managed to wring out the last drop of expectation I had left for you. I'm keeping out. Pin the whole thing on her or take responsibility. I thought you would accompany us to handle situations that our manager can't alone. I came with you to take care of inevitable problems. Not have a session with the wind. Virtuous casually pushed his way through the line of armed guards and leaned against the wall. He then crossed his arms as if to further drive home that he'll remain a spectator. Doesn't matter what we choose, right? Yeah. I already have like a tremor. Oh! That was a lot. Victory. Yay. Yay! I'm going chronic again. Really just gonna watch from there? You won't sway me with that look, manager. I'm nothing more than a guide that none pay heed to. It'd be impertinent of me to brandish my weapon. Well, to meddle one final time, K-Corp Singularity takes the form of healing bullets that restore most wounds in the blink of an eye. I suppose it could be compared to that ability of yours. Hey, wait! Completely ignoring my feeble plea, not that they could hear it, K-Corp security guards closed in on us. We're dead. We're dead thanks to Dawn. K-Corp Singularity, HP bullets. Any would-be fatal injuries we managed to inflict were healed away with a single shot of one of those regenerative rounds. It was only a matter of time before the thread by which Heathcliff's patience was hung snapped. I can't take it anymore. This has got to be the most pointless fight in the world. Can't you see? I told you. Entering into conflict with the wing is an exercise in futility. Just didn't know the futility would hit us right away. Trees grows as it is removed. It is difficult to continue on with in combat. Really? Art can be rubbish like this, huh? Ryoshi made the most pained expression I've seen from her, grudgingly swinging her sheath around. Cuts and slashes will mend before even a drop of blood can spill from them. There couldn't be a worse battle for Ryoku to fight. Isn't there anything we can do? HP. Or hello boys, this is bioengineering technology that allows the continuous repair of damage or lost cells. One dose already lasts considerably long, so imagine what that means for those in the nest who receive constant supplies. Put it simply, you can't reasonably defeat them in combat. Even False was shaking her head in despondency. Mwahaha! In the height of chaos, I've arrived at last. A peal of overwhelmingly energetic laughter rang through the air. That was Larry with his sidekick, Bingus. Hey, how much can Siegfried? What does that mean? The figure approached us with terrifying force, reminiscent of a frenzied beast. What's that thing running at us? It's 3 seconds. Manager, your judgment? I don't know, I'm not sure what to do. Burgess was the only one who showed no surprise. To be more clear, he was more displeased than unsurprised at this apparently expected arrival. I've accidentally bumped into my mic. There you are. A-Corp superstar. The jovial-looking man appeared amidst the chaos with an obnoxious laugh. What is this? Greetings, one and all. You are free to share stories of heroic feats you are to witness here. The photographs are and no more will require permission from K-Corp. Alas, I must attend a magazine interview in half an hour, so I cannot overlinger. Pray you to understand. I was wondering when you'd come. I heard you became a wagey, serving a ween, Siegfried. Ah, I see your terms of trip as ever, dear fellow. I rushed here at once in response to Code Purple, and you think your friend here were perpetrators. Not exactly friends. I hope you understand I had nothing to do with the commotion. In that case, I'm counting on you to give them a spicy lesson. What are you two muttering about? Don't bode well. Agreed. From under what stone did he come out of? Well, it appears that some of you come from faraway lands. Right then, I should grant you all the privilege of photography for this special occasion. He treats us like worshippers on the streets. How dare you? Oh! Don Quixote? What's wrong? The man himself! We're in a final hurry, so get this done with 1 minute if possible. Keep that clock head out of this. Prosthetic, is it? Right then, make it 50 seconds. Both a skilled fighter and a talented performer, only watching all as he proved himself to be nothing short of a hero. Heathcliff, what are you doing? You can't fight against that thing. Ishmael's already dead. Now, look here once more. I'm sure the fans will love it. Oh no. Is this what I think it is? The trope of superhero, social media, influencer who isn't really a superhero, he's just a villain. Oh no, didn't they do this in Megamind 2, the series, the trash one without Will Ferrell in it? Anyway. This blood, too damn strong. What did you just do now? Well, isn't that cute? Yeah. One after another, he made short work of the sinners. Burgess watched the carnage with a pleased expression. About time they learn what happens if they kicked up a ruckus in the nest, thinking they can get away with it. Dante, you may not remember at the moment, but at one point he used to be something of a big, so to speak. That's a big wig. I was? Just couldn't picture it. Right now, I'm just a powerless leader who fumbles in any emergency, constantly being chewed up, spat out, and ignored by trash, in the trash by my seniors. They even started treating me as the team's field medic, to think that as a miserable manager, used to be a respected leader of many, sometime in the past. My chair, my wheelie chair, so far away from the computer, but my floor is entirely carpet. It's so it won't move until I get out of the chair, but I don't want to get out of the chair. I finally found a comfortable spot. I got out of the chair. Great, now I can't get into the chair. Don't worry, I got in the chair. Okay. I felt a genuine desire to ask False for another way to recover my memories. However, memory loss does not wholly excuse to all the faults in your performance as the manager. I'm certain you understand what I mean. thought of the staff at the K-Corp checkpoint. They showed no pity for the family they were about to tear apart, treating it all as if nothing more than part of due procedure. Although Don Quixote got us in trouble when she sprang forward to rectify injustice, I just know it would have haunted my sleep for days if we turned a blind eye. Seeing Heathcliff tighten the grip on his weapon to veins as if he witnessed the disturbance. If not Don Quixote, I feel at least one of us would have intervened. Truth be told, I didn't do everything in my power to keep Don Quixote down. Virgilus isn't necessarily wrong when he says the blame rests on me for causing this. Thinking back in my head might not be the best after all, Virgilus. Dear, I got to tell him to put a microphone next time. I'll take it that you've gotten my points. 46.5 seconds. Another day, another heroic tale for justice written. Looks like the curtains have closed. Time to rewind, Dante. For 12 worlds of agony, the sinners were all back in one piece. The massacre must have been humbling because it feels rather strange seeing them in this quiet. How's life been, Redgaze? We rarely had a chance to meet in recent times. I haven't shown up to the League of Excellence nest dwelling fixers lately either. Were you unable to read the dozens of invitations I sent you? Changed addresses, and I don't have the time to lick top brass boots like you're doing. I don't know what happened between these two. Virtuous is a bit hostile here, right? He's always hostile. What are you talking about? The difference in the disposition between them is rather clear, isn't it, Dante? In what ways? Simply put, Mr. Siegfried can be described as a pro-wing fixer based on the views he's expressed. On the other hand, our guide Virgilus sought independence as a fixer. He believed that a fixer loses sight in the core principles the moment they become subordinate in an influential entity. He is someone who is strict towards those with power, after all. While speaking with Faust, I saw Don Quixote quake and approach Siegfried with shaky hands. Oh, she must have been honored to see him, even after being mincemeat by his hands mere moments ago.
Fun I am, like the figurines sculpted after you, though I've yet to. My hands collected on limited editions, and set my heart on becoming a magnificent fixer such as you.
An aspiring fixer. I have little time to spare, but more than enough for an autograph.
Is that true? Won't you sign an autograph here?
Slow breath, Don Quixote. Attention, Code Purple dismissed. Code Purple dismissed. All codes cleared. Huzzah! That's a job done well. Now then, until next we meet. Haha! Leaping with tremendous force, Siegfried vanished into the air. Though there was a small delay, we did get a travel permit in the end. Virgilus returned to the bus in the meantime, or perhaps he only got off knowing that we'd run into that Siegfried. He looked rather upset as he walked away, but no one seemed to care that much. Oh! Clueless to the surround, in frigidness, Don Quixote was happy as a clam, caressing the sheet of paper autographed by Siegfried.
I must be caught in a dream. Manager Esquire, pinch my cheek just once.
Just as I was about to give the blissful Don Quixote a word, while we walked out of the border checkpoint, an armored vehicle stopped before us. A newfound foe? One of the challengers right in front of the nest checkpoints. This vehicle is from LCC, the clearance department. Following Faust's plain reply, the vehicle's doors opened. Jeez, what took you so long? I had to cycle 3 laps waiting to be over. Oh, it's these people! I know them. Familiar faces appeared out of the car. Effie and Sold. Ah, yes, I know them. Hello! Hello again! Hello! But things have changed. Their faces were greased with just a normal confidence and poise. People from the 4 team, something about you looks different, I gotta say. That was a disguise we had in order to infiltrate the casino. It was ultimately useless, though. Still got that sharp tongue, too, huh? My chest ached a little at the thought of the harmonious cacophony that was our last operation. Saul, do you see that hand on the clock trembling? You will make them cry. I was just being playful. While you had much room for improvement in regard of skill, I made up my mind to admit that the Limbus Company department had its own character. LCP is Limbus Company. Yeah, in spite of the rough path we took, it sounds like we did leave a positive impression on it too. B14 was supposed to be on site at this hour, wasn't it? The others would be here already. I decided to wait for you because we have useful intel to share. In case you cared about us, right? Do you have a couple of new fans knee-deep in our charm? You know, something like sort of food that's cooked from ghastly ingredients. The end result's a pleasant surprise. Yep, had a lot to do in the battlefield. Miserable to swallow, but somehow memorable. What kind of food have you two been eating? By the way, what's the intel were you going to share with us? It's about our target location. Seems another faction has occupied the place already. We're putting in more manpower than usual as a result. But they are yet another swarm of gadflies attracted by opportunity. As Otis pointed out, we weren't new to encounters against groups of foes drawn near the Golden Bells. For our first mission, straggling soldiers from G-Corp took shelter in an abandoned facility. And on our second, a variety of gangs inhabited a casino. Unfortunately, our opponents this time won't be some crummy no-names like before. We took a peek at the immigration inspection records and found out that N-Corp dispatched a legion of employees a few weeks ago. Same destination is ours, too. From N-Corp? Though this wasn't an officially disclosed activity, saying that K-Corp has let them pass means they might have a deal under the table. But if it's true, then N-Corp has set in advance, and the journey won't be a smooth one. I see. I'm worried we might make enemies with several wings as we go on. In the long term, conflicts with wings will be an unavoidable step in the process. Judging from the... This is weird. Judging from the fact that N-Corp hasn't made a motion officially known, it could end a simple conflict of interest. Furthermore, we can't discount the possibility that it is not the Golden Bell they're after. Doesn't change that we're convenient pawns for our higher-ups to throw around either way. Alright, we're morons caused a scene at Cake checkpoints. Did you guys see who they were? Hold on, something's happening. My PC. So that's interesting. Okay. Alright, I heard some. Did you guys see who they were? Oh, Travos was such a haste. Was as though side Rocinante. Don Quixote hung her head. Possibly investment. Perhaps she's finally starting to learn that her recklessness actions have been repercussions. That's where I'm mistaken, and she's glad that more people know what she's done. Hold on. So weird, I'm trying to full screen, but it won't let me. Weird. Shame. I missed it. It's not kind of a spectacle you see every day. Really, who's in their right mind would mess with a wing at a border checkpoint? Unless they had lives to spare. Please don't tell me. Come on, we don't have much time, so we should get going. Dear. Mr. Virgilus is nowhere to be seen again. Oh, him? He went back to the bus first. What a pity. I didn't want to miss him my chance to say hello. We'll leave an impression on him next time. Mark my words, I'm planning to ask him if we can join the team if you're in his stead. What's the reason you wanted to meet him? That wasn't entirely a joke. See you at the site then. If you can get there in one piece, anyway. Pouting Sharon and the cold stare of Virgilus awaits on the bus. The air was heavy with a sense of oppression leaving the room for lighthearted jokes. You're late. Sharon counted 100 and you still didn't come. Sharon. She seemed to have a few more words ready to be flung in that icy tone, but Carter took a hand on her shoulder and gave her a glance. Ferg, Sharon will remember this. Sorry about that. I'll buy you something sweet later. Oh, Sharon sat in the driver's seat without further complaints, and Virgil slowly turned to us. There was one thing the sinners and I were all good at. It'd be sensing imminent danger and making way. Dispersing from the group, we scuttled away into our seats, leaving only Don Quixote anxiously standing in the aisle of the bus. Let's hear your excuse, Don Quixote.
I have not turned a blind eye to the weak being persecuted.
No, wrong. My vision couldn't follow what happened in that instance. I have nothing to blink, so it couldn't have been possible for me to miss a moment, and yet... And when I caught up with the situation, the first thing that came to my sight was Don Quixote brought to the ground, shoulder trampled under Virgil's shoe. I ask for an excuse, not a justification of your views. This isn't the first time either, Don Quixote. We're responsible for 3 separate incidents already. That's 3 separate times you've jeopardized our work with your deranged behavior. What do you think? Speak.
While my own actions did inconvenience my colleagues.
Don Quixote's pain groan grew louder, but no one stepped in. Of course, he was being punished for our own actions. But more than anything, it was evident that disrupting this wasn't going to make the situation better. I was asking for your thoughts. Why do you not understand this?
I was speaking only to be interrupted.
What you should have said to me at the get-go was an apology, Don Quixote. Anything you'd add should be an elaboration on how you plan to improve your conduct.
What unjust? Thou art demanding an answer, specific answer out of me.
Don't you know? The company already has the correct answers for its employees. Questions are only asked to see if you can get it right. You're sorely mistaken if you believe the company is sincerely curious about your input.
If the company insists, so then...
I'm sick of this. Virgil kicked Don Quixote, tossing her to the floor. Oh no! Then gripping her full by the collar. I'm sure you remember what went down when you joined. I hope you haven't forgotten the deal we struck that day. It was Don Quixote. Virgil's eyes glistened with a much brighter hue of red than usual. Staring directly into them, Don Quixote gave back a nod without another word. That's all. Back to your seats.
Watching someone who usually executed pride and confidence quickly shift to such a discouraged, crestfallen state didn't exactly make for a pleasant sight.
Though a deal that got Don Quixote to go silent simply by bringing it up. Makes me wonder what it was about. The same goes for the rest of you. A company isn't a platform for fulfilling egocentric dreams or preaching big ideas. You would still go against the terms of your employment contract to act unprompted. Consider the consequences before you do. You'll spend a grueling period of being unable to escape, not through death, nor through struggles at severance. I guess getting help from that guy, who was again, Mr. Zach Frischer or something, must have ruffled his feathers. It's Lord Siegfried. Jeez, the mission hasn't been started and we already got a scolding. Have some tact before you act, okay? I knew this day would come sooner or later. Well, I'll be careful from now on. Why are you two birds gawking at me? Looking to get stoned? Fine, I got it. Just select them all. What was that? What was that? The conflict sorted out, the bus finally departed. Looking out the window evoked a strange feeling in the passengers. Check out those people. They look like they haven't a care in the world. This way is different from the roads we've been through. I guess this is our miniature bud's first time traveling in the middle of a nest. There's a world of difference between the nests and the back streets. Besides, each nest has its own cultural heritage. Attention all. Our destination is the town of Kull. It is situated in Nest K. Investigation revealed that a passage connected to a Lobotomy Corporation branch exists somewhere in that village. As soon as the name Cal was mentioned, Sinclair lapsed into fear once again and started trembling. As if something were coming after him. But as you have told me, a third party has occupied the area surrounding that branch facility. That's why I requested an additional recon operation from a clearance. Preliminary Observation Unit 3 was from the before team has been dispatched. Mr. Effie and Miss Saul will only be with them by now. We'll receive a report from them once they get a good grasp of their situation. Shortly afterward, the bus entered a quiet woodland path leading to the village. Lush green trees rarely found in the back streets began to decorate the scene, providing a comforting sight. But that was soon disrupted by something odd. I could see an ominous billow of smoke rise in the distance. Why is smoke coming from Sinclair? Sharon turned. Evasive maneuver. Rumble tumble. Almost made a sharp turn to the left shortly before a giant nail flew in and noisily embedded itself in the back window. What the heck was that? I almost kicked it. Though I hadn't run a test with a projectile at such velocity, this does suggest that the windows need to be reinforced a little. That was aimed directly at us. Some action the 14 warned us about. Please, report. Vug, Mephi got hurt. Sharon's sad. Doesn't look like they'll stop anytime soon. Off the bus, Saul. As we got off the bus, a group stood in the way, clad in heavy toe in rusty armor and faded coats of white. Hold on. Yeah. Halt, you may not use this road. You should have said so in the first place. But what about our windshield? Ah, bugger. You're rather rude for someone who attacked without warning. Isn't it at least common courtesy to state your affiliations? We are Inquisitors. We are the nail that fixes the blasphemous and the hammer that strikes down the sinful. So, N Corp, the one convoluted way to tell someone that you're an employee is Nagel and Hammer, also known as Nail and Hammer. We shall not proceed, as we are in the midst of cleansing heretical dissidents. Heretics? Hey now, we just want to pass through, not looking for any trouble. We're on the, tour, that's right. And this is a tour bus. Really? Labeled as a tourist, of all of a sudden, the sinners exchanged looks in the silence. To prevent another disastrous first impression, Gregor was doing what he could, even though his efforts fell flat for the most part, to gently appease the armored crowd. Accompanied by an attempt at the kind, harmless smile a tourist would wear. Greg, I've been thinking, this time the job out of mind, but are you that into these kinds of bits? That's not exactly it. Quivering corners of his mouth roused pity in my heart. In that case, you shall provide yourselves to be untainted. Fine, tell us how we can get on with it. The Inquisitor suddenly pointed in my direction. Behead the blasphemous traveler. But me? And kneel before our hammer as you, consecrate their head to us. Such will provide that you are untainted ones, and your journey shall continue without hindrance. You will, of course, set to part with the defiled vehicle as well. Love to spew on, don't you blokes? Boy, I don't know who you think we are, but we look daft enough to do as you say. Furious, Heathcliff was the first to quit playing as a harmless tourist. Heathcliff didn't have to. Proper trifling. But you are telling me to kneel? The Inquisitor was declared to us, none in response. Understood. I declare all of you to be heretics. And with that, the group of Inquisitors moved into position at once, ready to attack. We did it! This is good. Getting back on the bus, Virgilus casually greets us by lifting a hand. Weren't they a little trickier to deal with than usual foes? I keep saying we should be done with them a lot faster than if you lent a hand. And I always answer, there won't be any point to this if I help you. Those people, they labeled us as heretics. Just what is their judgment based on? I think they were targeting me. Negro and Hamburg. To Negro and Hamburg. The ruin that values experiences above all else. Ursula muttered vaguely. Experience? Humans are made to have experiences, and actions appropriate for their worth. That is what they say of it. They told us to offer up the severed head of our manager. That means...
Look back. You're gonna forget. Look like that too.
Sinclair was almost having a fit at this point. Gloria looked at him with pitying eyes, but there was little she could do about it. Verg, the soundbox is being noisy. Looks like the advanced team has word for us. This is Salt is Give me that. Effie, this is the bus. Everything's going over there. You shall bear here every sin you and be purified. Effie? Was that Effie's voice or something else? No, actually, was that even a human voice at all?
Whistles.
Sinclair, what are you talking? Do you hear the whistle? Yeah, the whistle. Over your ears. The whistle.
You heard the whistle, right? At the end of Finley.
What is there now?
It's her. The person is back here, and this time to destroy the rest of our town.
Calm down, Sinclair. What do you mean by whistles? And who is this? Very wonderful woman.
She's waiting for me. That was a message calling for me.
Resentful tears were streaming from Sinclair's face as he rambled. Hang on. There are people like the ones we met on the road up ahead.
We should go back.
What?
Then we just head back. I don't want to go. Let's just turn around. Steering wheel,
Kiddo, what's wrong? What are you so worried you'll walk into?
We shouldn't go. We'll all die. We need to go back.
Emo Sinclair, don't be absurd. Otis was calmly flicking Chris. I delivered a light blow to the stomach to knock him unconscious for a short while. Nothing more. Oh no. Sinclair merely talked and he was... Oh, I touched my mic. Oh no. We're in agreement for once. It seems I was this close to stepping in. I don't need cowards on my battlefield. Can't I throw him out of the bus? That might be too far. If you say so, manager. Otis looked down at Sinclair with a displeased face. Even though he was the timid sort, he never opposed something so strongly until now. This is unprecedented behavior of his bothered me. But I couldn't bring myself to ask him why, as he didn't seem to be in any state to tell me. Soon enough, Sinclair came back to his senses. He stared out the window with vacant eyes. The other sinners are out fighting. The others are all out fighting. I'm sorry. I'll go join them. Can't keep dragging others down. Interesting. Very interesting. The smoke that was faintly visible through the bus windows covered the whole town. Wow, what a mess this is, huh? By the way, don't you hear a familiar song somewhere? Oh yeah, I know this one. I hear this tune an awful lot on snowy days. They played it a bunch during wartime to raise our spirits. Did the exact opposite for me. The song evoked a various of memories in the group. For me, I'm not sure. It's definitely familiar, but it doesn't bring up any clear images in my head. However, I can still feel a faint splash of feeling from deep in my heart. Maybe I knew this song before I lost my memory. This mist of emotion rounds inside me, though. It doesn't feel precious or warm. An ache. An inexplainable sting is what I felt. Right. That day. It was snowy like this, and that song was playing. These before us were decorated with grim or sorts of internal... Oh. Okay, so it's not Christmas. Internal organs and mechanical parts were hung from the branches as if someone put. Oh, okay.
It's not Christmas. That's
Oh. Oh, oh. Ugh. Isn't it going too far? A classic, but more itchy than anything. There are no survivors nearby. Then everything finally fell into place. It's just like
Mark test. Mark test.
a piercing sound caused the group to cover their ears.
Enjoying your Noel, everyone. The night isn't really silent, but sure is holy.
Isn't Christmas still a fair way off? Actually, no, it's in the middle of October, so it's more like it's going to be Ween. It's Ween. But no, Christmas is in 2 months. I'll probably upload this video on Christmas because, you're right. It's not anytime soon.
My name is Kromer, a humanitarian who loves clarity.
Kromer.
I don't know how you managed to get here, but you're trespassing on private property.
As you can see, this hallowed ground is undergoing a nailing judgment. I hope you like the decorations I set up. Well, let's just say you got lost. Turn back now and fine will be all if you have to pay.
Feeling generous today. It's a nativity after all.
Oh, for that, is Guido here? Here I stand. We're dead!
Just in case. You see any heretics over there?
A massive man named Guido who responded to her turns to us. Intently stares in each of us until his eyes fall upon me. His gaze is at me for a very long time. Though he was wearing a mask, those eyes of his, they froze upon us completely still as if his glare nailed us to the ground. I see an impure one, and our followers. And with them, the child you spoke of.
Ah, really? My Sinclair is back.
Come see me, Sinclair. I'll be waiting in that familiar spot.
Kromer.
I hear Sinclair grinding and gnashing his teeth. He made a dreadful noise. I couldn't be sure if it was from hatred, fear.
Take out the rest, Guido, or should I myself?
I wouldn't mind. I urge you to focus on hammering the impure. Oh, one who grips. That's an interesting name, yes. The one who grips, yes.
Ha, good. Let's keep up the purification. Now then, everyone, Merry Christmas.
A number of inquisitors gathered around Guido. He stands firm behind them. He's not making any movements, but his presence alone is threatening enough. An intense aura of hostility was radiating straight from him.
Kromer?
We are fighting against Kromer Simpson.
The main man himself.
340, oh, we're dead. He's just there. We got the main man himself. And there we go. We're gonna... Wow, he is very large. I just realized that the move was called Slay, and the way people use that word now, it's just on my brain. It hurts. Oh, we already got them staggered within the first move. We are OP. We are OP. We already got him staggered plus. We are insane. We are insane at this. We are absolutely insane. Let's go. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. That was a tough opponent. Not really. We should move before they come back to their senses. What a shameful thing to say. Soldier does not retreat before the enemy when victory is in sight. Can't you save the military drill for a better time? Ishmael's right. He's not someone we can beat easily. We will fall back. Otis reluctantly backed down. Sinclair, do you know what Kromer meant by that familiar spot?
Is that so? Well,
Sinclair shook, seemingly overwhelmed with dread. But I could also see a teeth-grinding anger in him that surpassed his fear. Looking at him, a thought blossomed in my mind. Need to talk, Sinclair. Tell us what you know, and you'll prevent half the deaths we might suffer. It'll also raise the likelihood of our success. I'm looking forward to hearing something useful. If I'm doing the right thing as the manager. Sinclair shook his head upon hearing my words, breathed in, and finally opened his mouth after some struggle.
my house. That's where Kromer must be.
So, you know that bird? Bollocks, my head is still pounding thanks to her shrill laugh.
I met her at school.
Oh boy, he's a friend of yours? Whatever's going on. Hope you could talk it out.
She's not my friend. Kromer killed my family.
Oh. My bad. Prosthetic head hanging from a tree slowly turned to face us. Lights and sparks occasionally flickered within.
Sinclair. Why did you return?
Claire, are those your neighbors? Artie asked while looking at the dismembered prosthesis.
It looks like they were. I really hope that isn't the case, though.
Sinclair replied, watching with a grim look on his face as their bare wires sparked and short-circuited. The robotic head soon stopped moving, playing with the discordant things. Then a song begins to fill the air.
Sigh. Silent nights.
All the heads rung from the trees, singing the same song. The carol leaking through the vocal units of so many lifeless heads lands on the flames below.
Oh. Holy nights.
It's clearer than ever now. Outside body parts are heresy to them. Though it has been quite a while since prostheses were first introduced to the city. Many people still find them foreign and alienating.
Our town. Our town was called the holy site of Neske's prosthetic industry. Most reticents worked in manufacturing high-end prosthesis components. Kromer has been keeping an eye on our town for a long time.
So, was your family?
Yeah. My father was the owner of fledgling prosthetics company too. Is that why?
No. The way I see it, attributing to a high-flown cause of any kind is giving them too much credit. They're just lunatics, consumed by madness and violence. Ishmael asserted to him. After a while of staring, the Christmas trees decorated with its neighbors, Sinclair turned to me.
Manager, I have a question if it's alright with you.
What is it?
How does it feel?
Feel?
Yeah.
I mean, how does it feel to have a prosthetic replacement for your lad? I was a little taken back. I never had anyone ask that kind of question before. The issue is that there is no way to know how I might have felt before I got a clogged forehead. That's...
Oh, it's... I'm not trying to argue with you or anything.
That was probably rude of me. I apologize. No need. It's alright. Mercenaries were a billion times ruder to me with their daily interactions anyway. I'm afraid I can't answer that. I don't remember a single thing about my life before this clock. I see. I've always wondered what it feels like when there's something sitting where your head should be. My family said it's no different from wearing a hat or a watch. But I just couldn't picture it well no matter how I approached it. And now, I'm the only survivor thanks to that. For sure the procedure seemed terrifying at such a young age. You don't have to feel guilty about that.
That's not it. It's nothing like that. I'm afraid I'm not as innocent as you might think, Dante.
Sinclair quietly hung his head. I racked my brains for an appropriate reply, but no suitable words of comfort came up. Only the unpleasant sounds of sparks and flames filled the street. Prosthetic bodies piled up like a landfill in front of the town. I could see that some of them were still conscious, letting out pain moans. The Inquisitors paid no heed. They strenuously jammed nails through each of their victims' chests, over and over, executing their pure intent. I've surely pierced their hearts, yet it still pulse remains at their body. It must be patched with steel, given the core of their humanity has been tainted by heresy. Filthy, a disgrace to flesh and bone. The Inquisitor began carefully pouring bottled poison over the prosthetic person in what looked like a solemn ritual. Judging from the pungent smell, was most certainly oil. Imbibe oil of humanity, ye heterical soma. Those who cannot return to the earth find solace in gathering to smoke. Oh, a lit match was then thrown on the pile, letting rise a huge flame. The sounds of sparks flying about. The air is soon filled with an acrid smell. Not quite like the smell of burning foam. Spreading fire finally brings the cackling glimmer of those prosthetic bodies to permanent darkness. This hellscape is their idea of purification. I'd rather stay unclean. Negro Hammer has always been devoted to scrutinizing the idea of humanity. Frenchman. Some criticize prosthetic use and they believe that pain is a necessary component of the human experience. However, it never escalated to the extent of direct action that we are witnessing now. Been meaning to ask, how do you know so much about N-Corp? It was once employed by N-Corp. You still work with those people? I've never worked with those specific individuals, but in terms of affiliation, you can say that I did. What do you think of it? This might be the first time I've heard Mersault actively talking about himself. He would rarely recount anything related to him. Perhaps he felt it was necessary to speak at all? Why didn't you tell us that earlier? You carry one of those freaky weapons then? Am I obligated to elaborate? Like, why don't you explain what makes you different from those others then? Listen, mates, as much as I like to call our dad manager Clockface, I don't think they deserve by any means on the stage. I'm sorry, I tried to. I'm guessing he's Australian. Those buggers, Australian mate. Those buggers talk big about purifying and all that, but I see. No, I can't do an Australian accent anymore. Those buggers talk big, purifying and all that. See, you are a bunch of loonies who just need an excuse to kill, eh? Speak up then. Are you like those screw loose bucketheads? It was a time when I thought about such things. Though I did not come to a conclusion. It won't get same conclusion now. Are you gonna butcher all the townsfolk if your manager just says so? Must they give an answer? That does not aid us in handling our work. An employee must follow their employer's orders. The terms Virgilus presented state as much. If the manager orders me to do such a thing, I will do it. I may provide an input if I am told that is necessary. I do not have a habit of rambling my thoughts unprompted. Pardon? Are you around the twist? You got a chunk of metal for your brains like the folks here? I am 60% protein, 60% water, 7% minerals, and so forth. And clearly different terms of composition. Moreover, unnecessarily heavy metals do not compromise any portion of my body. That is another difference. Heathcliff's face contorted with frustration. Marcel was already an enigma, and he only ever felt more distant after this conversation. Now that you mention it, it's something I've been wondering. I've been thinking on whether Manager Dante should be seen as a human. What do you mean? What if, when dear Dante is speaking, it's actually a clock and not the person we know as Dante behind those words? You're trying to tell me we were being led by an actual clock? Good grief, you're reaching uncharted depths of idiocy with your theories.
even be bothered to refute them. Don't misunderstand. I do like our Dante with her clock-headedness.
Honestly, same. Why don't you just give up finding your old head and stick with that one? I know it's probably not gonna be the case but what if real Dante's head turned out to be super evil or something? Well, there's only one of us who know about our manager's blood's past. Burger's eyes naturally fell on false.
False?
That's confidential information. The access is restricted to the highest security level, and I get the feeling I won't be able to read it for myself. It's only natural. I have no idea who or what I originally was, so I had nothing in my disposal to refute Honglu's lighthearted accusation. Maybe he's right, and I really am just pluck. Even after I ask False, there's no telling if she'll give me a real answer. And I wouldn't be able to discern the truth in such a thing either. There's even a slim chance that the real Dante is hidden away somewhere, so I am some advanced imitation trained to believe I have free will. In any case, sitting here ruminating won't get me anywhere. Who knows, maybe I'm out on this thing on the wall when I find my real head. Ishmael sent me a just this thing there before even suggesting something like that, but she had no choice other than to shrug. Well, it is true.
Okay, what should we do now? If we move quietly, we might be able to pass by the other Inquisitors unnoticed. Dante, I'd like to apologize in advance. As you know, I'm not experienced with fighting like the others. Our foes might jab me in the heart over and over for that. Will you bear that for me?
Sinclair was trembling so badly that it'd be pitiful for anyone to witness. I could tell he was desperately trying to suppress his fear. It wouldn't be the first time Sinclair has died. Whether he bit the dust, I made sure to bring him back. But today, he's merely asking for my understanding. He looks determined to confront them directly, even if it means he'll die again and again and again. Feeling quite unlike the friend as usual battle evokes. Maybe he's holding the kind of fear that comes with a certain courage? In that case, are you scared, Sinclair? And Sinclair suddenly turned around and gave me a startled look. Did I say something weird?
No.
I was reminded of a friend who asked me the same question. Sinclair opened his mouth after a brief pause. His voice cracked.
I agree with what Heathcliff said. Prosthetic head or not,
You would have been the same person regardless, Dante.
I guess the same could be said for my family.
Thanks, Sinclair.
Huh. It's nothing. I can't have you be too thankful for what I am about to make you suffer by throwing my life away.
Just as I realized, I forgot to ask what he said in response to the same question his friend had. Sinclair had already charged into the fray.
Oh yeah?
Sinclair's home wasn't the largest mansion in the neighborhood. Was the largest mansion in his neighborhood, I'm sorry, standing at the innermost part of town. One could see from the distance that the huge flame was engulfing the estate. Oh, I don't think it's just a flame. I took a moment to try and imagine what this town could have looked like during its peaceful times. Bring to mind the times when the trees we saw near the town still had lush, verdant leaves. How Sinclair would have been during those times, or when everyone around him had died. Can't paint a clear picture of either happiness or despair.
Despair?
Suddenly, I only hope that Sinclair can brace himself for the misfortune he soon have to face. This is awful, to say the least. A courtyard that could have once been a vast, flourishing garden is now full of nails erected tall. A variety of prosthetic bodies were pierced by those towering nails, and the house was enveloped in a ferocious flame, ready to consume everything around it. While everyone's attention was drawn to the prosthesis, Sinclair's eyes drifted to the corner of the yard.
The graves have been dug up.
On his gaze, I could see 3 graves that were violated. Sinclair's expression alone was enough for me and all the other sinners to guess who they were for. execute the dead. It's nothing short of a devil's work.
Father, mother, sister.
The family he mentioned is where they should be resting.
Holtz. One uniform straight ahead. Not whistling. I mean, it's too funny when you think about it.
Someone walked out of the burning household. Her laugh was simply sinister in every way imaginable. Kromer. Why you kinda look like Sinclair?
Why put so much effort into burying bodies that can't even rot, am I right? Kromer! I'm sure you'll find them around somewhere if you look hard enough. I do remember nailing those three.
Be a good boy and I might tell you where they are.
Oh, Sinclair, you've grown a spine coming all the way here.
Enough of one to look at a few dead bodies too, right?
Why just all this?
Sinclair couldn't even speak properly. Where did our war team get off to? Gotta turn out at this point.
Sinclair got some buddies.
Looking for the other filthy ratlets that snuck in here. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, watch closely. I'll turn on the lights, so open your eyes wide.
No! Effie, no! No! Effie was barely breathing. Limbs had been cut away in the form. Aesthetics were cruelly lodged into.
Oh no!
Effie!
He was too mutilated to even speak a single word.
His current state took around 2 days for him to completely die. And the pole piercing through him will only amplify his suffering. Then, manager, having to know a method to end a life with as little pain as possible. It's only that saw many uses, in fact. May I ask you to give me the order? I looked for both Gregor and Ishmael. They gazed back at me, as if I acknowledged, dropped their heads low, bit their lips. I understood what that meant. Rest in peace. Collar of Otis's clothes brushed against the wind. In silence, and it stand by Kromer's roaring laughter.
Ah!
At the same time, I hear something else break.
Really, is it hilarious to watch you all care for each other? And you all meet the same fate anyway. Brings you back, doesn't it, Sinclair? Your face back then was real priceless. You have to die. I think that's the right way.
You'll die, Pilot! He was interrupted by the sound of a nail dragging across the floor. It's Guido. We thought he felled him with our best, but not a scratch on his body now. It was as if all of his injuries healed in that short time. Seeing him walk around is in perfect notion. Teague the sinners.
Hold on, I gotta burp real quick, hold on.
Oh wait, no, it's gone now. That was weird, I just paused for no reason. Anyway, rendered speechless, they can all muster their hearts with a deep groan of contempt.
Guido, why couldn't you take out the others?
Forgive my ineptitude, O one who grips. My incompetence allowed them to escape.
You have to stay alert. You never know what's hidden under those cursed steel craniums.
I shall keep your word at heart, O one who grips.
Since the reunion is over, I'll be heading back.
Kromer turns around to walk over to the burning mansion.
Kromer! Back here! Where are you? I'll grab you in my hand then! Nope, Sinclair. It's always been the other way around.
A long smirk dances across Kromer's entire face. It's hard to tell if it's the violent blaze, Kromer's vice, that is consuming the other. Then,
I am the one who grips after all. Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't know. Interesting voice acting. Anyway. This is the last one, okay. Oh, thank goodness.
oh. There's the evil Kromer Simpson.
Okay. Well, I'm so scared.
Wait!
Sinclair leapt forth to chase Kromer before anyone could stop him. However, he's blocked by the remaining N-Corp Inquisitors. In response, he swings his weapon with a tremendous force I never thought he could exert, crushing the head of the one who grabbed him. The Inquisitor collapses to the ground before even a gasp could escape their mouths. Sinclair could normally keep the back of our group. This was the first time I saw him charge and unprompted like that.
What the heck have you been dawdling in the back for if you could do that?
I remember with clarity. If I had died ended your lives, I undoubtedly witnessed our brain tissues build to the cracks in your skulls. Ugh. Yet here you heretics are before me on your feet. You're not the one to complain about miraculous recoveries. Guido examines me closely with his piercing glare. He then slowly nods as if his observation gave him the knowledge he needed. You there, one possessing the head of a heretic. It must be the false shepherd. Oh, enticing this herd into blasphemy. He proceeds to nudge his chin in the nailed corpses in the courtyard. They committed the grave sin of entering the sites of hallowed rites in their unclean bodies. Thus they have been punished with the same penalty as the heretics receive. They have also been subjected to the humiliation of bodily mechanical intrusions being installed against their will. But you are different. The sin of worshipping a heretic is less severe than indulging in heresy oneself. Therefore, as long as you are willing to repent and cleanse your minds of sin, we, the Hammer, are willing to demonstrate forgiveness. So I implore you, yet pitiable foolish sinners led astray by temptation, shake off the allure of that false miracle and kneel before me. Oh, this is weird. This is very weird. Conversation came to a standstill. No one seemed too willing to speak first. So you've all been under my spell or something all along? Who would have thought that? I tried cracking a joke to lighten the mood a little, but no one laughed.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dante,
That man, he just insulted you. He doesn't even see you as a human being.
I mean, you guys call me Clockface all the time too.
That's not the same at all. Besides, I never used that nickname.
Ishmael grunted. So you think throwing some fancy words around will be enough to persuade us, eh? Listen up, faceplates, you're the one who needs a little shaking off. Seems to me your human brain's just as defective. You were given an ample opportunity. You are no different from those we hung and nailed after all. I am a hammer. I am a tool for the one who grips, tasked with great mission of piercing the false flesh of heretics. I shall bind thee to a nail, and lay thee down furthest from soil. For he who shan't repent
Wait, when are you gonna finish your stupidly long taunts?
is not granted rest beneath the earth. Yes. There we go. Oh no. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. That felt satisfying. I know, right? I know that felt satisfying. The ground shook as Guido finally fell. Couldn't help but wonder if we really did him in, yet we were too exhausted to bother and take his helmet off to check his breathing. Sinclair repeatedly jabbing his spear into the dead Inquisitor. The corpse was mangled beyond recognition, with blood and organs spilling all over the floor. Sinclair, pull him down. He didn't seem to care about anything other than the body he was set out to destroy. Occasionally, pants of rage and tearful gasps were all that came out of his mouth.
Kill them all!
I knew stopping him was the right thing to do, but no one has dared to step in. It was evident that he was too blinded by ire to listen to us.
I know the way most simple bringing him back to the senses.
With that, Don Quixote suddenly jumped Sinclair and pinned him to the ground. And then, she started laying to his face, one fist thrown after the other.
Shouldn't we do something?
Even the multiple calves tussling isn't worth intervening. A cloud of dust rose from a ruthless beating.
After a while, Don Quixote caught her onslaughts. Pray tell, how does dust feel now? Pardon my rash action of would find myself overcome by fervor rampaging through the same as riderless horse. At such moments, mine old friends help me to come to myself, repeating me senseless. Was at times the only remedy only to the fever overtaking me. So in that sense, Virgilius must have been a good friend of yours too, right? Duh. Well, Tears clinking down from Sinclair's bruised eyes. For us. I'll go to my home. Obscure that very wonderful person. Obscure a mistake. The sentence was overrun with pain sobbing. After a while of sniffling, Sinclair finally seemed to calm down as he put her hand to his face and started muttering. Everything over. Back then, to parade their negro and hammer name around. I've seen large crowds like that in the open. At some point, all kinds of hammers started showing up to town, one by one. It's okay, kiddo. You need to push yourself. Rhodia gently pat him on the back. I still think that sometimes this is all just a bad dream and I'm having trouble waking up. It always comes every morning before I open my eyes. So, I wake up and see my familiar ceiling. Just maybe. After he said that, he broke into tears. It made sense to wait for him to settle down. This is so sad. This is sad. Ah. No, why are you showing me that scream? Sinclair didn't do none! Oh, only 6 people. Jeez. Oh no. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, that. Okay, he only had 1 coin left. We entered a charred mansion, and Sinclair led us to the basement. When he opened the door, a long underpass leading to an unknown destination was revealed to us. Do you think there'd be a tunnel down here? So, if my guess is right, this passage should lead to the branch facility. Then why are you keeping this shifty shaft in your basement? It wasn't here before. What? Then how'd you know we ought to go to the basement? It's like how magnetic fields draw a compass needle northward. I was brought here by intuition. Isn't that what it is? You're bringing us all along to use as sensors for the valves. Sinclair quietly looked at False. Instead of answering him, she strode past him and stood before the door. Judging from the material, this tunnel seems to have been made relatively recently. It was likely dug by N-Corp's expeditionary forces when they have occupied this town. It won't be a short trip, given that this passage was excavated for their use. We will surely run into foes on the way. We should move once we're ready. Don't give me that look, Dante. I'm simply not in the position to comment on it. Faust is evil. We know it. Faust is evil. Dungeon level 30. Oh no. We're all on level 30. No one's at level 30. We're all dead. We're all dead. No one here is on level 30. Oh well. We're gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it. We'll wing it! Branch facility we entered was not as well preserved as the one we had visited in District 4. It seems N-Corp's Inquisitors have been using this place as their base for a while. Very
Oh, torture devices and bits. Oh, machinery. Those we saw in the town came to my sight.
Please stop. Hurts. Hurts so much.
This one speaks of suffering. It must be a false cry. Pay it no mind.
The pain is real. I swear. I swear.
It did it not hurt to attach these impurities to your flesh? Did your conscience not scream as you rejected your humanity? Enough. One is too far gone to repent. Does the absence of tears not say enough? This one is only pretending to confess.
No, wait, I can shed tears. Oh, I beg you, please.
For to verify, can we not? Indeed. For genuine effusion of sorrow suggests humanity.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Now we shall lift your eye. The heretical depravity knows no bounds. They've gone so far as to make vile devices that mimic tear glands. We must see with our own true eyes that this isn't the case. We'll let you go if we can confirm that your eye socket is indeed of flesh and blood.
What? Oh, stop! Huzzah!
You heretics truly are pests. Never alone with the habit of constant obstructing our great towns. You're kindred creatures indeed. But he shrugged when I looked back. What? I wanted to charge for once.
There we go. Oh.
We might not make it. We might not make it. Well, Harvey, you've gotten better at fighting, haven't you? A faint voice calls to us from the corner. Sald? Sald was resting against the wall, exhausted. She was covered in bites and gnawings left by Picatula? What's that?
Are you alright?
Can you get up easily? Sald could barely talk, let alone stand on her feet. She slowly began to speak, each word filled with pain.
Effie. How is she? Alive, yeah? You must have met outside.
Everyone is hesitant to answer Saul's desperate question. How could any of us inform her of her morbid state Effie was in and how we put him out of his misery? Oh. Yeah, he's doing fine now. Anglu answered quietly. No sooner came forward to elaborate. That's enough chatter. It seems more of those oddities are crawling our way. This former Picatula approached us. It was as though her guilt about lying to her had gained physical form.
No.
Yes! Oh, thank goodness. I heard that familiar yet ominous sound of a nail being dragged across the floor from not too far away. Manager, if I may be forward, I would suggest soon including steps into your combat protocol to confirm our foes are dead. Thoughts of his return makes what hair I have stand on the end. Ye heretics must be exterminated. You again? How many times do you have to die? How long have you been? Guido approaches at a slower gait than before, but his gaze is firmly fixed on me. And the rest shall be purified. I need to rewind the clock. Most of the sinners were either dead or gravely injured. There's no way an effectively non-combatant manager, someone barely holding on to her life, could take him. Please, stop. Just then, Saul put out a gun.
What? She pointed a barrel at me?
I need you to keep still. The moment you try to turn that clock, my gun will blow off your head.
So Sald?
Don't look at me like that. I can't hear you. I can tell you this. Promise to let Effie go if I help get rid of you. I let too much time pass. Leo comes to me and grabs me by the neck.
No.
Then he grips my head tightly with his other hand as if to crush it. Freaks, cracks, and rattles swing inside my head. His fingers being inches away from shattering my head terrifies me. Is this how I die? Could this have turned out differently if I was a better manager? I remembered Heathcliff innocently asking if there was a way to open up my head so he could see what was inside. Though, tough luck, Heathcliff. You'll be missing out on a good show. Heard a sound. It was the sound of someone breaking. Or something breaking. Fortunately for me. Ugh. It didn't come from my head. Guido staggers. Neil was lodged into the back, and Sinclair was gasping for air behind him. He was nearly unconscious, lying still some moments ago. It's a miracle he managed to get up and do this. Could escape Guido's grasp, and thanks to him. But Guido stood firm despite Sinclair's desperate attack. He collected his breath and slowly turned around. I see. You too are a filthy heretic. You're insane! Out of your minds! The one who grips have once said that you could have become the one as well. What a shame. You're gripped with the wrong direction. Sinclair, run away. Can't help you. No, I'm not running away anymore. I'm against Sinclair. Gunfire filled my ears. A bullet struck Guido's head. You bring ruination upon yourselves. Rumor shall continue to pursue you. Those words, Guido fell to the floor, motionless. And in that hush, I heard her handgun drop to the floor. Solid. Effie. He's dead, isn't he? You're all terrible liars. At least try to make it somewhat believable. Come on, Solid. Let's get out of here. Be okay, just stop bleeding and you get your pets. Right, I'll get a tourniquet. Don't be stupid. I can hardly lift a finger. Besides, those Inquisitors will keep on coming, won't they? You guys need to keep moving down. I'll hold them off here. You to go. You can't do that. You said yourself that you can hardly lift a finger. I can't let you watch our backs when you're in such a mess. Please? You know, moments like this, you're supposed to nod at me and be on your way. Why do you care so much about the one who volunteered to stay behind? Yeah, you can't just... Oh, being is pretty awkward, you know that? Here, I thought you could have a cool farewell. False. Please take care of these absolute dorks out of here. I'll make sure to give Virgilus your regards. No need. Just tell him to come visit and say hello someday. You know what I mean? Of course. We headed for the next area. Sought to die. We all stayed silent for a long while. Oh no! Oh no! Sides. No. Okay, wait, that should be good. Why do you keep showing me that image? You hear beasts crawling around somewhere? There certainly is the sound of something moving along the floor. Ugh. Are those abnormalities? Take a closer look. There aren't abnormalities. See that emblem? Sinclair whispered softly to us. On closer inspection, I could spot the emblems she mentioned. They were the ones worn by the Inquisitors. Legal corrosion has wrested them. You mean that nauseating state? I think it happened to me in battle once when I was on the verge of a breakdown. It was like I was being devoured. Oh, ego corrosion, yeah, we know that. It was not like consumption in a conventional sense. I do suppose that is a serviceable analogy, seeing as it eats away at your essence. And in observation, unlike the last floor, this place does not seem to be exclusively for torturing prosthesis users. It would be fair to say that its purpose is to induce corrosion unto oneself. Staring at those beings stumbling about. It evoked complex feelings that made me sigh. Is my artful head really worth raging over? So much that they would transform themselves into something far more hideous than having a clock for a head? Choosing to lose themselves to being possessed. What about when they claim the golden bow after going through these lengths? Will it even be used for their benefit? Then it occurred to me. Am I really so different from those unsightly zealots? When I'm searching for the golden bows without even knowing what they'll be used for? Interesting.
Very interesting.
Maybe, hopefully it works.
I see endless mounds of dead bodies. The Inquisitors were raising their arms in unison as if to worship something. And there's Kromer stood at the highest peak. She held out her hands in a prayer-like gesture towards the golden bow atop the altar. Fathoms of the ego are already open. I see someone has resonated in the bow before us. The heck are they up to? What are they raising their hands for? Prayer. What is this sound? This feels awfully familiar, somehow annoyingly tingly and unpleasant. It's a school bell. Our boy hated school that much, eh? Playful conversation seemed to lighten the mood of the sinners. Save for one. The one who should have been the owner of the fathom still showed unease. No, I don't want to show my memories. They're... Fortunately, his plea held no power over the realm.
Alright, everyone, listen up.
The one who grips so declares. The one who grips so declares.
Not only are those heretics disturbing our sacred rites, they are now after the offering that is rightfully ours to consecrate.
Disgraceful and defiled are they. Disgraceful and defiled are they.
Go forth and die. Do not fear your end.
As long as the offering of gold is with us,
You shall be brought back to life again and again.
we shall fear not, for the one who grips is with us. We shall fear not, for the one who grips is with us.
And Sinclair, hurry over. You belong in my hands.
No greater joy exists than to be wielded by the one who grips. No greater joy exists than to be wielded by the one who grips.
Sinclair, did you bring the coin?
The breaks between classes were always lively, since everyone gathers around to talk. The adults would often watch us from afar and take this as a heartwarming sight. But there's something they don't realize. When you take a closer look, these merry interactions, brimming with envy, vainglory, pride, and guile. Children are crafty creatures.
I heard Rahu over in the next class over is getting surgery by both arms by his father. Gonna be with some new tech that's never been shown before. How cool is that? You know this actor's on small magazine covers? Did I ever mention they getting an eye transplant at my mom's clinic? Who lives for so long they personally begged to be moved up.
I grow more anxious with each boastful story my classmates tell. What can I share? Their expectant eyes pointed at me felt like they could turn into scoffing weirds at any moment.
This is a secret, but
I swallowed nervously. Maybe they weren't asking me for a story after all. But I had to keep their curious eyes on me. I knew for sure that I'd become an outcast the moment they looked away.
my dad signed a contract with P Corp. He saw the technology he was working on and agreed to give their full support.
My goodness. That's what I was thinking when I spilled that. Now, as the fear I had to be isolated from my peers, I carelessly spilled my own ruin. Maybe I was compelled by some childish urge or an inherited desire to be recognized by other students. Now, email, this is a confidential agreement for our business. Don't tell another soul. His insistent reminder echoed in his head. I could see his face.
Whoa, is that for real, Sinclair? E Corp? Like the wing? Wow, I'm jealous.
I became the center of conversation in a split second. I could feel the simulated eyes of the other kids in class drawn to me. Superiority was pretty dang sweet. I guess I was driven by depraving craving for attention.
Right, Sinclair, your procedure soon, isn't it? Another prosthetics? Yeah, of course. They told me I'll get the newest model.
I paid just a bit of attention to my face. They'd have not noticed the reluctance in my expression. Fortunately, no one ever pointed it out. A massive wave of guilt eventually washed over me as our break was over, and I was finally left alone. I was supposed to keep that secret. What if father finds out? Ah, blood was leaking from my fingertip. The bad habit of biting my nails whenever I felt anxious ended up hurting me. I tried clipping them as short as I could to work on breaking it. I never considered that I might bite into my skin instead. Watching blood droplets fall onto death, I thought it was something. Once I graduate, I'll get a prosthetic replacement. Then I'll never get hurt seeing my blood ever again. But is that really? You're bleeding. Someone cast a shadow on my desk with a whimsical smile. She was a classmate I rarely talked to, so I can barely remember her name. Flustered as I started out my response awkwardly.
Oh, what was that? Listen, what you said earlier, is it legit? Yeah, it's legit. You see, father must be a real big deal, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess. Unexpected flattery has me embarrassed. As if my father's greatness were somehow my own.
So, why did you make that face?
Huh?
You know, you were thinking of it yourself.
Then she lowered her head and whispered for only me to hear.
That it's filthy.
My eyes were widened. Not just because I was surprised by how she knew what I was thinking. The fact that as a total stranger like her had been able to figure out exactly what I'd been hiding.
How did you know?
I could have gotten away with it if I just denied her accusations, but tactlessly asked her with that dumbfounded look on my face.
Because I agree with you on that.
You agree?
You can see a lot from those who are on the same wavelength as you. Nice to meet you. I'm Kromer.
Ever since then, Kromer and I became friends who talked often. Interesting. This is... Oh, it's going to be sad. As a household rule, my family used to have breakfast at the same table every morning. It was a pleasant time when our whole family would share stories and encouraging words. I liked those mornings. That rule was ever so kind and gentle to my heart. The natural, unchanging world that belonged to me, my world. That world began to feel alienating one day. The day my sister sat at a table after her prosthetic transformation was complete. My world had begun to change when my father's head was replaced with an unfamiliar contraption of steel circuits and wires. Family breakfast no longer provided warmth and connection. It became an occasion of detachment when I talked less and less. I had started to feel inherent abhorrence for prosthesis. That's filthy. My heart couldn't accept the idea of replacing one's flesh and bones with something else, let alone the need for it. Why do we use prosthetic bodies? I don't know. I carefully asked for an explanation, and the reply was simple. The human body, in its unmodified state, is too old-fashioned. It needs to be sustained with food, revitalized with sleep, lest it should fail from fatigue and injuries. It take a long time to heal. All this makes sense. The human body incredibly inefficient. He concluded that prosthesis will grow more common prosthesis grow more commonplace as time goes on and ultimately become a regular part in human day lives. I thought to myself, why don't I just fall behind the times then if that's what the mainstream will be? So that's what is an argument rooted in logic.
Yo, Sinclair, you don't actually want to take the replacement procedure, do you?
I nodded without a word.
But your parents sure wouldn't like it if you confessed that. Isn't it frustrating that there's nothing you can do about it?
I nodded again.
What if I helped you out?
You can live a free life with no worries about any of that junk.
But how? That you'll find out next time. In exchange, in return for helping you with your problem,
You help me with you help me deal with a grudge of my own too. This is going to be like a sad story, isn't it? It's going to be like the most depressing thing in all of humanity, isn't it? Turning people to one day, a new transfer student named Damien was placed in a class next to mine. He was surrounded by a crowd every time I saw him. I got the sensation that he didn't feel attached to anyone around him. To me, he seemed as if he were almost floating in the air. He was aloof like that. Likewise, he didn't seem too interested in me either. That's how it was at first, at least. It happened during a boring engineer class. My eyes kept drifting away from the board, and before I knew it, they were looking out the window instead. Throughout that window, I saw him taking a walk. Like usual, he was surrounded by his fellow students, wearing a faint smile. Even the expression felt different from the kind someone his age should make. The smile carried a mature yet solitary aura. Basking in the sunlight, he stroked his hair. There he is. Huh? I thought I caught a glimpse of some weird red thing on his forehead. Was I oh. I banged my microphone. Oh, I don't know if you could hear that. Was I mistaken? Maybe it was the blinding sunlight reflecting off his skin. And then, I had a feeling I made eye contact with him. Some students were still chatting outside. As soon as I felt his gaze, I quickly averted my eyes and looked down at my desk. Ever since that strange incident, Damien started to talk to me in a friendly manner. Oddly enough, on the days when Damien approached me, Kromer didn't come to greet me. Nevertheless, whenever she had a chance to, she'd come and make sure that I remembered our promise.
I often have a dream, Sinclair. In it, I climb an endlessly long ladder, then everything down below comes into view. Nests, the back streets, the outskirts, all of it. And when I look beneath my feet, all the lights are out in the city, as if the end of all things had come, fallen into silent death, empty of any motion. Indeed, it is the state of death itself.
Damien, have you been to the outskirts?
I whispered to him, frightened. He was talking about a forbidden place where no one could or should go. Sinclair, the world as people wanted to define it as it can't be divided into places where you should and shouldn't go. Do you think love and freedom can be found within the confines of this nest compared to here, if life is much richer than the outskirts? There's something I've been pondering for a long time, and I thought that maybe that's where I could find the answer. Whenever I spoke with him, Damien, I could feel my soul mature a little. I never mentioned my fears about the upcoming aesthetic procedure or my peculiar relationship with Kromer. Even though he wanted to know more about me, I was hesitant to share my secrets. I was too ashamed to bear my deeply hidden fear before him. Finally, the promised day had come.
Yo, Sinclair, don't show me your basement.
Words struck out of nowhere, yet they were as light as a feather. He asked me that as though it was something as simple as picking up a eraser, and I almost caught myself agreeing to it. Why our basement exactly?
The rumor. It just so happens here is right. Your house is connected to the scandalous place. There's something I got to check.
But my parents won't like it. I didn't even bring myself to finish this humiliating sentence.
If you let me check it out, Sinclair, I swear I'll keep that promise with you. Cross my heart.
Just sneak me into the basement key and I can navigate just fine. Unable to detect a faint familiar feeling hidden in her words, slowly nodded. Thus the world of evil began there, right in the middle of our house. I'm putting in 40 on. After stealing the key without my parents noticing, I took Kromer to the basement of my estate as I had promised. From there, she led me to a dirty air vent. Crawling in the unlit vent for a while, a dark, grimy odor and the sound of small critters scuttling about assaulted my senses. My clothes were stained with filth, my throat was parched. I was overcome with desire to go back. That's when I noticed that smell my nose picked up had just changed from the stench so far.
Can you feel it?
Kromer whispered to me.
There's something up ahead.
This might have been the last chance I had to turn back. Might have been better to dissuade her with all kinds of sweet molestations to leave and come back later. And if I knew that empty flattery wouldn't work on her. But before I could try, a vile curiosity came over me. I was entering a world where villains belonged for the first time. And for some reason, I gave up turning back. All while knowing in my heart that I was squandering my last chance. Oh, the loathsome sights I had to witness. It was something I couldn't think to behold twice. Could monstrosity be an apt description for what I saw? It seemed too sentient for that, yet it also seemed suddenly wrong to say that it was even remotely human. What? Shuddering in fear, I started to regret stepping into this world. Sinclair, you look at yourself. Hoping some miracle to get another chance right after you wasted it. Along with my regret, I had a feeling that I'd never forget what I saw that day, to the moment I die. Kromer, I gotta go back. On the other hand, Kromer was enraptured. Was memorized by the scene, watching intently as though she had made a discovery of all her lifetime. Leaving Kromer all alone to herself, I crawled backward for the exit. Why is my basement connected to such a horrid place? How did Kromer know this? Why isn't she scared either? I was hear crows or spine-chilling whistles and the wind blowing from behind. The very next day, Kromer came to school as if nothing had happened. Sinclair, thank you so much for showing me precious things. Take these as my thanks. She handed me 2 mysterious coins to me. Always keep them at your side, got it? All I could do was nod. Since then, the things I saw in the event constantly haunted my mind. I began to consciously avoid Kromer. I could picture myself involuntarily trembling in terror just by looking at her. But there was something I needed to take back from her. The basement key. My parents could find out at any moment. 1 minute of sorting keys and all it would take. For the first time, I betrayed my parents living in a world of warmth. I was afraid that my deviation from the world would end up becoming an irrefutable fact. Kromer, won't you give it back now? Give back what? The basement key. I mustered the courage to ask one day. Kromer burst into laughter as though she didn't expect this from me. Intimidated, I slowly stepped back. Ha 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 ha! Oh, and you're always wondering what you were struggling so hard to say. Fine, you can have it, Sinclair. We don't need the key anymore. And besides, your grudge will most certainly bear fruit, Sinclair. You didn't want to get your procedure, right? You remember our promise? You fulfilled my grudge, so now it's only fair that I pay you back. I was too absorbed in the relief of getting my key back to realize what Kromer was really talking about, and where's my ignorance for it? About what Kromer's "we" really meant. About why she said it's not needed anymore, and how she was going to fulfill my grudge. I didn't think to question a single thing, and for that, I regret my inaction. I curse my foolishness. So you ended up giving Kromer the key? How do you know that? Damien had this ability to get a grip on things I had never mentioned to him. When I asked him about it, he just said it's something you learn by carefully observing others, and didn't elaborate further. Sinclair, a series of much more painful events may await you in the future, but you mustn't give up. That pain will foster your growth in a beautiful being. No matter how complicated and perplexing those statements seemed, Damien's mystic charm made them all sound convincing. Listening to his speech gave me the hope that I could really grow. I was hopeful that I could become a worthy being. Yeah, but I don't really get it though, Damien. It's up to you to find out. Make sure to tell me your answer when you do. His voice was soft and his eyes parted pleasantness, and I felt compelled to do as he said. His eyes must have held some kind of power, starving those who make eye contact with him, sapping them in mental strength. But if that's the case, why didn't he warn me? It's something I still ask myself to this day. It was Christmas Eve, and the whole town was filled with jingles and joy. Under the blessing of the holy night, I was planning to confess my sin to my family. I wanted to tell them that I made the foolish mistake of stealing the basement key and that I go back to being a good son. that the short time I spent away from the right path was agonizing, and learned how peaceful and fulfilling the world I've been living in truly was. Family might be surprised at first, but I'm sure they'll welcome me back in their paradise. That's how it should have been. However, huh? I was supposed to hear a robot dog greet me when I stood at the gate, but my home was covered in silence and darkness. When I walked inside, I'm confronted with a fallen paradise. Oh, Sinclair. But, oh no. S- Sinclair. Someone smashed my father's head. It's this disturbing individual wearing rusty silver armor. How unsightly of these non-humans still admire humanity and display false emotion. Let those impure beings be. Guidos, their survival instincts kicking in. Or should I say, they're scared of shutting down. Ha ha! Pieces of metal, flesh, and blood fly into the air before hitting the floor. Sinclair, you're here! Ah! Kromer approaches carrying a hammer stained with blood and flesh. Oh, this thing. Ever since I was little, I couldn't stand being involved with filthy affronts like to humanity like these, because I'm a humanitarian who loves all things human. Now imagine how it feels to face the son of a pack of those affronts to humanity. Just what should I do with you, Sinclair? My legs have long given up. My mouth couldn't move. It was as if my whole body refused to cooperate. I saw Kromer standing right before me. I didn't dare look up. Terror kicked in with the realization that she was so close to me, and my eyes shut themselves tight. The thought that the same hammer that caused my father, mother, sister would now come for me was unbearable. But nothing happened. Confused, I carefully opened my eyes and lifted my head. Kromer was watching me, making a perfect smile just like the one she made when she first came to my desk and told me her name. Well, you're my hero, Sinclair. She then reaches into the pocket on my school shirt and takes out a coin. It's one of the two she handed me the other day. From now on, you'll doubt everything, be anxious of everything, live everything in constant terror as your memories of me haunt you. But when the time comes, I will call for you. Hey, someone take this kid to safety. Lay a finger on him and I'll make you regret it. Amidst the piercing noise, storms of heavy footsteps in disorientation. I lost consciousness. Okay, this is the first hard one with level 29, while we have level 28 peoples. We might die. It was nice knowing y'all. Man. I wish we could have lived longer. I don't want to die. We will honor Sinclair, for this might be our last battle before we get eviscerated. But we will salute as we fall. Salute, my men. Yes. Thank goodness we got the music, because that makes this vibe so much better. This is yes. So we will now. Yes. We will. I don't even know what. The train's in the background. It won't shut up. You can't even hear it, but there's a train in the background. It's annoying. I just got. The train, please be quiet! Let's lament. When I came to my senses, I found myself in an alleyway at midday, heated by the sun. I stayed there on the ground, dazed and confused. I could see a haze rise from the surface. Sinclair, a crack has been made in your world. I felt like I was starting to understand what the strange feeling I often got from Damien was. I've always found it weird how I never heard his footsteps. Why does everything arrive in desolate silence as if it belongs to no world at all? The loss of my family, the world of evil, and all its despair. And you too. Are you scared, Sinclair? You spoke to me. You had the eyes of a person who saw through everything, and the attitude of someone who's predicted a series of events. He didn't even wait for me to reply like he knew what I was going to say. One day, you'll break it altogether and soar. And I wish to see you completely bare. He responded as if he already knew the answer I was hesitating on. Although his words seemed to radiate, I felt a certain chill, like biting into the cold insides of a half-cooked turkey. Can I help but fall unconscious again?
Well, Sinclair, were you able to find an answer in your heart's path?
Kromer?
Don't give me that look. It's not even time yet. You're making me want to kill you. Oh, no. I should abstain. Can't let immediate entertainment distract me from more important things.
Sinclair, the only way to retrieve a golden bough is that's begun to resonate is... no. Even if it weren't for our mission. I can still tear that person into pieces and drink up the remains.
Oh, Sinclair, when did you learn to act so tough? It's not like you at all. What a riot. Still, well, I guess you made some friends since then. You won't run away this time, will you?
We're gonna fight, Kromer. We're gonna fight Kromer Simpson.
Romeo Fatal! Kromer!
What is this?
I got hurt by my own hands!
A little more.
Oh, that's 50 damage. That's actually about not a lot.
What is this song? This is a sad song. Oh no, Sinclair staggered. Sinclair is staggered. What is this? Here's some whistles. Sorry, game went by. Oh no. Sinclair staggered. Great, okay. Oh, that's scary. Okay. Nothing is wrong. Okay. Okay. This is weird. We're fighting against a robot racist. Oh, that was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. That was a whole lot more than I thought it was going to be. Okay, we're almost to staggering level. That's good. Oh.
Oh. What? 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 Oh, she really hates that guy.
Okay, she shouldn't be staggered, right? Good.
This should be the one, maybe? Okay, shouldn't. It isn't the one. It is? Could be? Could be not. Okay, it's not. But.
How close? Okay. What? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna risk it. This should be it. Because if it doesn't matter if we corrode her or not, but if we win this, or if we just finish her off within these two egos, it doesn't matter if we get it corroded or not, because the battle would end, and the characters would not have time for it to corrode. See, we already got it out of 11. We gotta think it. We thunk it. We thunk it. We thunk it. Yes. We got it. We did it! It's at 1%. The sinners were fatigued and damaged, some already dead. As opposed to us, Kromer still stands triumphantly. She reaches for the inside of Sinclair's coat, what seems to be a declaration of his fate.
Now then, it's time, Sinclair. I will be taking the second coin. Last chance. Why are you doing this to me? Why me? Sinclair, do you want to know why I gave you back the basement key when you asked? Listen close. It's not because I made my discovery or begged a copy of it. It's because you were my key. You see, I happen to know of a way to make a peek at the futures that might come true. I saw one among them where you and I traveled nest to nest, slaughtering heretics together and around the city.
Oh.
Even though you were raised by heretics bearing revolting metal bodies, part of you still felt disgusted by them. Funny, isn't it? You would stab them in the head with your halberd. Don't you lie to me while I smash their heads with a hammer. Stop it! Aha! In that world, you look like the freest person in the universe, ransagging everything. No, you're lying. Whether I'm lying or not.
Oh, suddenly cracked. Rai laughed and stopped moving. The golden bell! The golden bells on the altar resonated with her cackle and began to glow brighter. Then,
It's begun. At last, my final grudge will be fulfilled!
massive flesh engulfed her lower half. From the hideous organic growth, bundles of ambiguous appendages stretched outward in countless numbers. As if desire and madness were made manifest.
Oh! Come, Sinclair. Rip me up and chew me down. If you can, that is.
We're dead! No, I didn't expect it to have a second phase. Okay, okay.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. You don't have to keep attacking.
Oh, this is stressful.
Only 11.
Okay, maybe.
She's staggered. She's staggered. Oh, she's staggered.
We might not make it. We might not make it. This is stressful. Oh. Okay. What do we do now? Control. That means like slightest chance of possibility. No. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. We're going. We ball. We ball. $36. That's not the best. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Okay.
Oh.
I did not expect a second phase. You cannot blame me. I did not expect a second phase. I hate how I'm having the most stressful time of my life, and yet there's like an angelic choir in the background. This is something. You're staggered. Okay. Time to use up all the egos. Should be enough. If not, I'm gonna be sad. That was a lot.
been it, right?
Okay, this will definitely start at least start the next phase. Yeah, I would. Okay. Now we have to face that thing, whatever it is. Staggered. Okay, we staggered her. Great. Wait, there's multiple body parts. We staggered something, I just don't know what. That arm. Right, okay. There we go, okay. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Oh, what's that? Interesting. Okay, we staggered something too. Okay, we staggered something as well in this one. There we go, okay. We've gotten farther than we went to last time. Wait, can we do it? Kromer is breathing heavily. Is this a side effect of the transformation? Posture is unstable. Her eyes are looking elsewhere. If her focus disrupted, we might be able to land a critical strike. Wrath advantage. Let's lead this guy. Check pass. Gregor circled on Kromer, refreshing mass and disorient her. Soon enough, she let her guard down. Gregor didn't miss this chance to deliver a devastating blow. It seemed pretty effective. A deep, inevitable wound has left Kromer's body. Could this be it? Kromer did. Staggered! Got staggered! We did it. Come on, come on. Did we do it? Or are we dead? The fleshy hill excluded potent acid, melting the player's legs. All the other sinners were being dissolved by the caustic secretion too. He trips and hits the ground. No, or else I should say he was thrown off by his feet. In spite of that, he still crawls towards Kromer. Yes, that's it. Hurts, doesn't it? You're filled with rage, aren't you? Accept it all. Welcome to my open arms. Watch me. Watch my glorious body closer to the purest form of humanity than ever before. This flesh here, this sheer unmatched strength of purity. Sinclair, look how human you are. You can become like me too.
You're... Sinclair. Well, you were scared all along, weren't you? You lost your family. Let's ride a bus with these strangers, forced to do things you didn't want. You knew in your heart that you didn't belong there, right? You didn't want to run. You didn't want to quit at all, am I wrong? I swear, join me, Sinclair. Avoid this embrace. Embrace it. Completes my grudge. The arm Sinclair was using to hold his weapon was growing limp by the second. He nevertheless continued in Kromer's direction. You must accept the pain. Only when we have transcended suffering itself can we be reborn. Load the flesh, spill the blood, adding on the most human things each second. To the purest world, where the impurities plaguing the city of all folks have been filtered out. Papa. Sinclair vacantly mutters, looking at the faces of his now dead fellow sinners. I'm gonna leave him like this. Sinclair, listen to me! He embarrassed that it took me so long to take action, but it was better late than never. Look like it, manager I am. I know you think a lot. I know there's going a lot in your head. You can't share it with others. That's how he was. Worried that he might be a burden, he constantly put his mind through doubts and ruminations, most of which he never let on about. He's chewed up many of his thoughts in the form of guilt. My family died because of me. I said stuff I really shouldn't have. Exactly, it's all your fault, so embrace it. That's the way to become wholly reborn. Follow me and rest in my grip. Don't listen to her. You have to see. Look at her. Observe her carefully. Alas, my voice didn't seem to reach him. Sinclair's weapon leaves his hand and lands on the ground. His advance for Kromer has stopped. Yet, looks like this is the end for us. I can feel my body melting into the mound. I knew I died trying to play the proper manager sooner or later. But, Sinclair, I have to tell him more. I have to tell him that Kromer's spewing a heap of lies, threats, hypocrisy, and exaggeration. Every nerve in my body is screaming that I shouldn't give up on him. I can feel the burning pain in my melting body. Look closely, Sinclair! Not with your eyes, but with your hearts. I screeched at Sinclair. Only then will you see what matters most. Only then, you'll see what matters most. In that moment, someone quietly appeared. And when you can see the things that matters most, you won't have to stifle yourself with shallow threats or cheap tricks. Isn't that right, Sinclair? He moved with grace and airness as though he floated in the air. Who's this geezer? He seemed lighter than anyone else, unbound by anything. Contrary to his impression of freedom from all worldly longings, an oppressive air seemed to accompany every step he took. And with just a wave of his right arm, Dojo reference, Kromer's upper body vanished in clean cuts. Are we done? Please tell me we're done. I don't want to do this no more. Oh wait, we're not done. Oh wait, we are done. You changed your own fate, Sinclair. Right now, you're neither a coward nor a hero, but you still have yet to let go of your fears completely. I said it before, haven't I? When you fear someone, that's because you give them power to have control over you. That's right. I don't want anyone else to domineer over you. Which is why I got rid of that Kromer. The man referred to as Damien when he started to walk, he took every step as though he were embarking on a light trip. The world is about to head to a new birth, and only a few individuals can get there. Sinclair, you are one of them. Sinclair fainted before he could answer. Damien slowly made his way over to me. Kromer attempted to become a god, with those which people has said to believe in. Sinclair almost became her stepping stone. In the end, though, one has to break an egg on their own. Kromer put in quite a bit of effort doing this, and that to create a throwback to the time when Sinclair lost his first coin. And regardless of the fact that Christmas is still a while away,
It's ironic that they resort to creating false imagery, something they loathe so deeply, don't you think so? What are you talking about? Who are you? A pleasure to meet you, Dante. So, you're the adult who conditions Sinclair at the moment. As for who I am, and for what I was talking about, you'll see in due time. When Sinclair takes flight, with unshakable faith and the power of the heart. Right, when we becomes one with the beautiful stars. That is, on our return. Take good care of Sinclair until then, Dante. You can hear me? I can hear all sorts of chirps and trills, Dante. It's only natural that I hear your voice.
What? What? Is Damien a sinner? Is Damien a sinner? What? As always,
What matters most is something you can't see or hear. Boy with a blue scar finished without a notice.
is Damien a sinner? Or he's just so geeked out that he can hear all the my gears spinning.
After that, the mounds began to melt away. They dissolved into mixtures of flesh and mud. With them gone, a single golden bow appeared before me, spreading its warmth light. Sinclair's world was gradually melting with the hills. An excruciating drag was left my upper body across the floor to reach Sinclair. He was still breathing. And so was I. Figured I should still be able to turn the clock. Thus, that means I'm still their manager, and I should act like one. Plus, as I learned in my dying moments, I have to strive to become a more sensible manager. With all that, I need to tell him. It might have been your fault, Sinclair. But that's okay, really. It's one small mistake. One anyone can make. Don't beat yourself up so much about it. I pat him on the back with my half-melted right arm. Sinclair doesn't reply. To be truthful, trying to identify someone and blame all this on would be a never-ending endeavor. From each of us going and carrying our sins onto the bus. To my loss of head memory accompanied by evolutionary appointments as executive manager. As the root of all this, I might find no one but myself to blame. Staying bound by that fact, though, will only keep us from taking our next steps. Found him! I hear multiple footsteps approaching, our horribly incapacitated team. Virgil must have figured out we get into a mess and called the after team to scoop us off to the ground. This looks like the individual we seek. Do I inject it now? The others can be revived as long as this one lives. Focus all resources on restoring their body. Huh? I felt a jab in my shoulder, and then a strange sensation enveloped the parts of my body that had melted off. We were provided 3 HP ampules. Do I use all 3 of them? Keep an eye on the regeneration progress, and use them at your discretion. Luckily, Straffagers, they're rolling in luxury thanks to having a color on the team, along with a friend in K Corp in that too. Shin confirmed Ade. The voices around me start to fade. Sinclair's bawling lamentation dimly rings to the emptiness. Our third mission, marked and sober in dismal defeats.
yes, Ramus Aries Receptus.
Even though we recovered the golden bow, we lost. On the other hand, the bus was more vibrant than usual, possibly out of everyone's attempts to disregard the depressing outcome. I bought enough chicken kebabs for all of you to have one. So if anyone didn't get theirs, go and put your detective caps on by yourselves.
Chicken kebabs, yes!
Such curious cuisine. What's the intention of the skewering chicken meat with a stick? I may be familiar with this kind of dish. A kochi, of the duck variety. Sweet smell. Your nephew likes. Stimulated, Sharon revved the engine. Sharon was humming another familiar tune. I could recognize the song this time. Sharon, isn't Christmas still a long ways off? Don't put the damper on Sharon's fun, bug guy. Sharon feels like it's Christmas, then that's that. But, come on, I caught you by your name for once. Well, why don't you settle the score by giving her a bus girly then, you know? Good for that and all that. Alright. Virgilus was watching the scene unfold, leaving his food to cool and hardly taking a bite, even though he was the one who bought it all. Perhaps he's gone quiet because of Sharon's song. It does come to mind that he said he was going through a tunnel. And then, I turned my gaze to Sinclair, who was awkwardly laughing amongst the other sinners. If we're going through a long tunnel, then what we do is wait for the morning to arrive, right? Ah, what was that all about, Dante? Drop your goofy poetry and have a kebab. Come on, say ah. Our manager has no mouth. The executive manager has no need for a mouth, as they're perfectly capable of commanding us without a word. We'll keep that in mind. Ollie, don't you ever get tired of licking your boots so clean, Otis? Boy, no more of this, Scran. It's peak. Ayo, BG. Give me a light. I wouldn't know what that's short for. Or Bug Guy. Oh, Bug Guy, yes. I thought about giving a speech to the sinners of how this fruitful yet unsuccessful mission changed my mindsets. But I soon shelved the idea. I told Sinclair to not let a failure of the moments bind him after all. Instead, I resolved to make up for this less than ideal outcome on our next mission.
May I have thine attention, Sir Virgilus?
What?
I do believe I have acted with insufficient caution, as you so hath warned. Thusly, if I may, would you allow me to lay claim upon a skewer?
Go right ahead. Don Quixote's excitedly jubilation adds a layer of vigor to already lively buzz. Yes, Don Quixote is satisfied. We can live another day. The message I couldn't speak, one I'm sure has been conveyed in one way or another, spreads between us. Until the morning came. Alright, let's hear Sinclair's beautiful singing. The kebabs! Oh, that's Sinclair's voice. Wow, okay. I ain't complaining, it's just interesting. Just as good as the Gregor and Rodion version. Who keeps making this stuff? It's so good! Hey, 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 hey. I like how Don Quixote is just confused on what even a kebab is. That's funny. There's the gluttonous beast. There's Honglu Ryoshi. Between Two Worlds, that's what it's called. I'm gonna make a note of that. No, Gregor's trying to offer me a kebab, but I can't eat it. Oh, that's wonderful. Cliff, I didn't know you can make that face. That's hilarious. What are you doing? I actually can't even see what you're doing. First of all, what are you doing? Even Ishmael's confused. Ah yes, this image is wonderful. That's beautiful. What's this? Kinshara. Yay! Absolute cinema! That was incredible. Yes. I don't even know what this is. Wow. I got Oh, thank. Oh, wow, that's cool. Oh, no. Interesting. Yo, this is cool. Wow. Hell's Kitchen. That's a weird thing. That was... I don't even know what to say. That was incredible. That was amazing. That was absolute cinema. Wow. Like... Oh, wow. That was incredible. I can't believe... They just keep getting better and better. Like the prologue, when I guess their prologue, what are you gonna get out of it? Now test, that was also really good. With Gregor and what's her name, Yuri, and Apples. Oh, that was so sad. And then Loving, Crime and Punishment reference. Wow. And then this one, absolute cinema. Honestly, this absolute. Then we got this like mini episode. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a separate thing. Mini episode, Hell's Kitchen. I want to find another word that isn't besides wow and wow, and that's it. But what else do you want me to say? What else do you want me to say, really? Like... That was incredible. Like, Kromer with the... Okay, I guess we gotta end it off here. We gotta... I don't want to end it off, but we gotta. Also, I do want to end it off, but not... I don't know what to do. But yeah. I want to end it off here because I am sleep deprived and tired, but I do not want to end it off here because the story is amazing. It's absolutely incredible. And I know I sound like I'm glazing at this point, but it doesn't matter. I don't care anymore. What was I going to say? Yeah, we'll just end it here. We'll do the Hell's Kitchen later. And so I'll see you all next year. And I will hope you have a Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Yeah.